You know, we have to be very, very careful to not slip into another inauthentic self or ego in our endeavor to try to get away from our shaded self, right? I feel that in the spiritual community, this obsession with getting rid of the ego is another genre of religion. It's another genre that teaches and practices denying a part of you. You know, the Bible, Jesus said in the Bible to be as little children. Little children, they're not constantly worried about their ego. They don't know that they have an ego. They are acting in innocence and authenticity before the concept of right and wrong, which is the concept of imbalance, is introduced to them. Be as children means be as carefree and authentic and happy and organic as a child would be. See, as adults, we have this propensity to always chastise a part about ourselves. We're never in our innocent, authentic childlikeness. So, ego is not a problem. The problem is imbalance, the yin-yang, the good and evil, the light and the dark. When that is not balanced, we are inauthentic. When we do balance our shade, in other words, when we are able to eliminate the feelings of guilt, the shade of guilt and shame or wrongdoing, because we were programmed by society into the rules of what is right and wrong. When we can dissolve that, when we can dissolve that shade and tear down the umbrella that is constantly trying to shade us or guilt us or shame us, when we no longer feel like we have to deny any part of ourselves, that's when we can live in the balance of innocence, right? And this organic balance brings out the childlike innocence with the feeling that you can do no wrong. Your soul is going to be unencumbered, unburdened by any shoulds or shouldn'ts. And that's where that childlikeness comes through. So beware of the spiritual community that is trying to throw shade on you and is always pointing out your ego. Your ego is going to show up in an imbalanced way when it is criticized, when it is shamed, when it is guilted, when it is not allowed to be. Then it has to put on a face, a mask, a front, in order to find acceptance with its critics. But that's when you have left authenticity. That's when your balance has tipped, when your scale has tipped and you're too heavy on one side and not enough on the other side. This whole life is about balancing and living in the narrow path of authenticity. I don't know if this makes sense, but I can't quite convey, the carefree feeling that prompted this musing. So, nothing of you should be denied. Everything just needs to be in balance. And if you are measuring yourself by the standards of the tree of knowledge of good and evil, the imbalance, then you're always going to be skewed. You're always going to be inauthentic.